Well, good day to all you out there in Swiss Gold Global Land. This is Paul Romero on New Op Day, May 11th, 2015. And I want to welcome all of you. We're going to have a really great day today. I hope you all had a great climax. And we're going to start this new strong session off here on this wonderful, glorious, beautiful New Op Day here today in Phoenix, Arizona. And just hope you're excited because we're going to have something very special today. Why? I don't know. Maybe because Big J, John, is going to be appearing today. That'll be something different. As we all know, New Op Day is Own Your Life Day. Don Failla, 45-second presentation. This is the day we dive into your training manual. We've been going through this since, oh my gosh, probably about, let's see, I want to say 60, but for some reason I think that's too far back. Might be around 80 something. I'll have to look that up because we definitely want to have, the targeted zones here where, where we've been looking through the chapters of this book. And I can tell you it has been a while, though. It was before the hundreds, and today we're on number 135. Maybe it wasn't before the hundreds. I don't know. But it's been a number of shows here on New Op Day that we've been going through this book now. So, and with that, we're still only on chapter 15 out of, what is it, 18 or 19 in here? 19. We're only on 15 out of 19 with all that effort we've been putting in towards getting through this book. So we're still in chapter 15, which is important phrases and handling objections. The important phrase that I just love is that, if you're sitting down and you're talking with somebody and you start bringing up network marketing, and you're doing your thing, and they're just kind of glossing over, they're not really getting into it like you thought they might. You can kind of tell they're, working on trying to talk themselves out of it. This is a great, great line that you can just interject at the right point in time of the conversation and just be like, I can see you have some doubts about, getting involved. But I want you to understand one thing. If you say yes to this and you get involved with this, I am going to be the one training you. And I want you to also understand that if I didn't think you could do it right now, we wouldn't be talking about this. We'd be talking about something else, football or something that, who cares about. But I mean, why would I really want to talk somebody into getting involved in my business if I didn't think they could do it? You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a real powerful mind twist right there to get these people thinking, wow, you're going to train me. You're going to be the one specifically training me. And this guy has belief in me that I'm somebody who could actually do this. Maybe he sees something that I don't. It gets people excited thinking about themselves and what they, can possibly accomplish in this world. So it's awesome. It's a great line. It's a great little way to, throw that little, get them out of that mindset of starting to talk themselves out of it. Then we talked about some questions here. Do I have to sell? Obviously, we always, it's always no. You don't sell in a network marketing organization when you're building a network marketing organization. You're always just sharing what it is that you do. That's it. I mean, you go out there with anybody and you're talking, what do you always talk about? You talk about what you do, what you're doing, what's going on, right? This is just another thing that you're doing, that you do that's going on, and you just talk about it. That's all it is. It's not anything selling, period. They always ask, is it a pyramid? Which generally is sort of like a way to get you off their back. They probably, half the people don't even understand really what a pyramid is, but they know that it's a bad thing and that this is similar to what it sounds like. And they might have some ideas of what a pyramid is, that, no product moves, or all the money funnels to the top, or, a couple of different things about how a pyramid works. But their main objective here is probably most likely just a way to try to get you to stop talking about, getting them into a business, and joining your organization. So there's really about three different kind of backups here you can do with the pyramid thing. Number one, we talked about, the length of time that, network marketing's been around for over 75 years. And, if it was a pyramid, don't you think somebody figured it out by now, right? The other thing is that the, product and service doesn't move. And it's like, when you build an organization, especially with Swissco Global, it's a membership organization. So everybody involved has to become a member, and they have to be paying every month. So there's your product and service moving through the membership each and every month. And then, of course, whenever anybody purchases gold and silver, that's additional product and service being moved. So it's moving just by building an organization, bringing more people in. You're moving product and service, making the company happy. And then another one that I like to use is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Legal Shield, is a network marketing type of business, direct sales / network marketing type of business. And it's, legal protection with attorneys. There's a network of attorneys that are involved, that are part of this network marketing organization. And don't you think that, 50 plus, I don't know, maybe 500,000 plus, I don't know how many are in the organization, but don't you think with all these attorneys that are involved in this network marketing organization across the US that somebody would have figured it out by now if this was a pyramid and shut it down? Okay, so another one is I can't afford to go into business. And obviously we talk about, immediately, hey, listen, network marketing is the cheapest way that anybody can go into a business, oftentimes less than $500. Most of them are actually $300 or less. Some are more, sure, but for the most part, yeah, $300 or less. This only happens to be $200 to get involved. But quite honestly, unless you want to spend the rest of your life working for somebody else, you can't afford not to get into business for yourself. You can't afford not to be interested in doing this. That's what it really comes down to. And I like what he says here, that my definition of having it made, is having more money than I can, than I have the time to spend it. And, and in my opinion, that if you are working for someone else, you're never going to have it made. So then the last one that we had covered the other day, or actually I think this is kind of where we left off, is, my wife, my husband, won't be interested in. And that's an interesting situation right there. That's a tough situation because, your wife or your husband is your closest, can be your closest ally. It can be your biggest supporter, can be, all of, the greatest things that you need to help you be successful in this, or they can be the biggest, the biggest negative detraction from your ability to move forward and succeed with this. But whether, you've got to consider that, number one, you have to always be looking out for number one, which is you. If you can't make your own life better, how can you make anyone else's life better, right? So you're doing this for you and your spouse, obviously, but you're doing it for you, number one, because you want your life to be better. And you know what? If that's what you want, that's what you need to go out there and do. So you can't let that worry you. You can't let that stop you. But you do have to realize what you're going to be facing and how you're going to have to go about handling it. But, the thing about it is that, once your spouse usually sees you doing something with this and making something successful out of it and seeing it start to grow and build a little bit, some might see it right away, some might take longer, but eventually they'll generally come around to the whole idea of, wow, you really made something out of this. I'm proud of you, et cetera, and so on. Is there anything I can do to help make this bigger and better? They start to get excited about it. Then when you join forces as a team, you can really, turn this into something huge. So you just can't let that stop you. You have to understand and know it's going to be a big challenge up front if they're opposed to what you're doing or the things that come about with this. But if they're opposed to it, you just can't let it stop you. You just got to keep moving forward and go and do what you know is the right thing to bring you the success that you want for yourself and your family. So the next one we get into here is is there an advantage to being directly sponsored by a company? And the answer to that is really not necessarily true, because when you're sponsored directly by the company, you know, it's great that they give you everything. I mean, that's one beautiful thing about network marketing is you have everything you need. I mean, the company creates it for you. You don't have to think about or worry about putting all of that stuff together. It's right there at your fingertips. And these days, I mean, literally at your fingertips with the computer, it's all right there. You can print things out. You got videos. I mean, you know, training. I mean, everything is right there. It's all there for you. You know, you're just filling one little piece of the whole business system of moving product and service across the world, and that's all your job is one tiny little piece. So the thing is, it's a very interesting little piece. And when you're sponsored directly by the company, you still get all that stuff, but it's all you got to take it and you got to put it into action. You got to make it happen. You got to work it. You got to figure it all out and put it all together. When you get sponsored downline somewhere, the more people you have above you, between you and the company, that's the more people that you have that are waiting, standing there, ready to help you with whatever you need. All those people. So it's actually kind of a plus to be sponsored downline opposed to being sponsored directly by the company. And I see that the Big J has finally made his way to the scene. How's it going there?
Oh, happy you up, Dave, Paul. I'm glad that I finally was able to come join the hangout, albeit halfway through. Kind of jump in here, give you a chance to sip your shake, take a little break from talking. But I'm gathering what I'm hearing you say basically is you're talking about the benefits of having a powerful upline between you and directly beneath the company. And I just want to throw in with Paul, you know, there's pros and cons to both. Definitely one of the pros about having a larger upline is that you have a long history of people to fall back on and look at the success they've had and also learn and grow from that success. As well as, you know, one of the things about being close to the company too is that you're at a ground floor. You have a lot of opportunity for maybe some more growth. So there's pros and cons to both, but like I said, I just jumped in here, Paul. Wasn't really quite sure where you're at with things. That's my 2 cents on what I caught. And good morning.
Yeah, we're still on chapter 15, important phrases and handling objections. I reviewed the questions that we had gone through, and that was the next question, basically. Like, was there an advantage to being sponsored directly by the company? And yeah, I mean, there is an advantage to being sponsored directly by the company that John just brought to my attention here, and the fact that, yeah, your ground floor, you know, ground floor opportunity is always the best opportunity. So, you know, the closer you are to the top, the larger the opportunity. You know, the farther down line you get, obviously, you know, the opportunity is narrowing some, but in network marketing, there's billions of people on this planet. So how much can it really narrow? Okay. So the next question that comes up here is, you know, how far down group should I work? Well, realistically, you should work as far down group as possible, because, you know, it doesn't matter if your system only pays 7 levels, say. It doesn't matter that you know, you've got 9 levels in your organization and you're not getting paid for those last 2 levels. Now, fortunately, with Swissquote Global, we get paid indefinitely on levels. So, you know, obviously with this, the farther down group you're working, the better. But even I'm using this as an extreme example for those who are in programs that don't pay beyond a certain level. You know, maybe some only pay 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, whatever it is. So let's just say 7, and you've got people that are out there that have been brought into the organization and they're levels 8, 9, and 10, and you don't get paid any money for those guys, right? But if you, from way up here, go down there and you work with those level 10 people, and you work with somebody down there, well, what does that do? That lights a fire under the number 9 guy, which you're still not getting paid for, but it also lights a fire under the number 8 guy, which you're still not getting paid for. But then it lights a fire under the number 7 guy. And guess what? The number 7 guy and what he's done with the 7, 8, and 9s, now that comes back to you that you're getting paid for. So lighting a fire down deep is awesome because it always generates up. So working down, as far down line in your organization as you can is always a really great thing. Next question is, how do I select a network marketing company? And this is a very good question because you know what? There's a lot of network marketing opportunities out there. And, you know, how do I know which one to choose, right? Well, by the time you read this, I'm just gonna read exactly what this says. By the time you read this, you may already be considering a company. Often people don't pick their company. Somebody they know who is already with a company picked them. Of course, in every case, you need to go with a company whose products or services you can wholeheartedly endorse. Then look at the individuals who you would be working with. Are they dedicated to and implementing the principles of this book? So, simply put, number one, the product and service, it's got to be something that excites you, okay? If you're a car guy and there's a network marketing organization for, you know, selling starters, that's something you can get behind because you're a car guy. It excites you. You can go tell people, man, I found this thing. It's great. All the starters you can buy, $1 a piece, whatever it is. You know, I'm just saying something crazy, right? It fits. It fits with you. You get excited about it. If you're a car guy and somebody comes and says, hey, you know, I got this great network marketing organization over here that sells Fruity Tooty drinks. You know, you're going to be like, hey, I'm a car guy. I don't do Fruity Tooty drinks, all right? This is not for me, you know? So you get into a network marketing organization selling Fruity Tooty drinks and you're a car guy, you ain't going to make squat. You're not going to do nothing. You're never going to put any effort towards it. It's a waste of your time. So it's got to make sense to you. All right. That's the number one thing. It has to be exciting to you. You got to be interested in it. You got to like the products and services, because if you can't get excited about it, if you can't share your energy, nobody else is going to get excited about it. Nobody else is going to want to join your organization. You ain't going to go anywhere. That's pretty much the bottom line. And then like what he says right here is the secondary thing is, you know, who are you going to be working with? You know, who is this person that brought this organization to you? You know, are they dedicated to helping you build your business like this book talks about and like the program puts together and all of that? So that's another thing is, you know, you always want to check, you know, well, who brought you in and who brought that person in and who's in the upline here and where does this go, and check out the genealogy. And, you know, obviously there's other things that you want to look at as far as like the pay schedule. Is it a true network marketing organization? In my mind, that's something to really look at because there's a lot of combination direct sales and network direct sales organizations really with a network marketing platform attached to it that you can create some passive income in. But the real wholehearted, you know, base of the program is based around direct sales. And so you got to really be careful about that, especially if, you know, sales is not your gig kind of a thing. Network marketing, remember, is not selling. Direct sales obviously is selling. So you got to watch that kind of thing too. So there's a few different caveats there to look at as far as choosing a company. John?
Absolutely. You know, it's important that whatever you choose to do, whatever vehicle you're going to jump in order to get to your financial freedom, is a vehicle that you would feel proud and have a strong belief system in getting behind the wheel. Paul, that says it all right there. I mean, for us, why Swiss Gold Global? Because we believe in the product and the service. And if you believe wholeheartedly in the product and service, then you will have a strong belief system when you go out there and share. So you've got to have an excitement about what you do. It's got to be something that resonates with you. It can't just be about the business system, though the business system is everything. But what are you moving through that business system? It's got to be something you believe in. I agree with Paul on that 100%. And yeah, very good hangout today, Paul. Unfortunately, fortunately, I didn't have to contribute much. I got to kind of let Paul run this whole thing. So I'll go ahead and toss it back over to you, Paul. You can finish out your final thought and lead us in the Napoleon Hill prayer.
8:20. No way. I'm going to throw one more question in here and let you pray us home. Can I work with more than one program? The answer to this is that there's major programs, major effort programs, and minimal effort programs. You can work with a number of minimal effort programs. If you've got a major effort program, you really kind of have to devote yourself to kind of one program. Another thing is there's some organizations out there who actually, sort of forbid you to sort of participate in other programs. Now you can still do it, of course, but you can't like cross-reference and bring your other program to the people within this organization. So there's a lot of little caveats there. So of course you can, but you're going to probably find, if you get involved with 5 or 6 different network marketing organizations, you're probably going to find that, one of them fits better with you, works better with you, and, is growing more than the others. And you're probably going to end up dropping some of the other ones anyway. So am I suggesting start with a bunch? No, I think you probably start with one and you go into it and see how it works out for you. And if it doesn't seem to be working out, well, I'm not going to say that, because I say if you get into it, stick with it and make it work out. You know what I mean? If you like the product and service, there you go. Don't quit. Don't be a loser. But if you are shiny object distraction person, oh, look at that. There's another one over there. This one looks good. And you end up finding yourself in 3 or 4, you'll eventually kind of narrow it back down to figuring out which one really actually works best for you. So with that, I wanted to squeeze one more question in today. And John, take us home.
Well, we ask the universe not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to us at birth through the power to control and direct our own minds to whatever ends we may desire. So let's go out there. We'll make it a great day, make it a great session, and we'll see everyone back here Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock to go over some of the tools and services available to us through Swiss Gold Global.
See ya.